All right. Y'all know what time it is. Left side of the brain. Go ahead, hit that likes button, hit the subscribe button, and let's get right into it. And before I start, I would like to say I know I've been kind of slack responding to people in the comment section, so I'd like to apologize, and I will get back on top of that. So y'all just give me some time when it comes to the comments. I've been reading the comments. I haven't had the chance to address all of the comments right now. But anyway, let's get into today's subject matter. And what I want to speak about today is the moment of truth when rubber meets the road. And see, in life, it's the very subtle things in life that has the deepest meaning. See, a lot of times in life, it's the extra stuff that people do, all of the formalities, and you know what they say, like the shenanigans that people put on, that false display of bravado and bravery. But that's not the real meaning of life, you see. But it dawned upon me, you know, when you have do you know when you have the realest moment in life? I'm gonna tell you when. You have the realest moment in life as a man and as a woman when you are engaging another man. If you're female, when you are engaging a man, and as a man, when you are engaging a woman. And I'm talking about a sexual engagement. You know, that moment when you and that woman is in that bedroom together, just you and her, no lights, nobody to put a front on to, none of her friends around, none of your homeboys around, just you and that woman. That's a very, very real moment, because at that moment, there is the possibility that creation can take place. I mean, like the creation of a human being. You and that female, you and her looking at each other in the eyes, filling each other out, saying to yourself, you know, those few seconds before you about to have sex, you know, if you're a man, you probably thinking to yourself, am I going to impress her? You might have a little jittery feeling, and, you know, the female, she may feel uncomfortable about her body, how he's going to view me when I take my clothes off. Is my body looking good? You know, she has, different uh thoughts running through her mind, most of them based in low self-esteem. And the man, he may have some confidence in his mind, but even still, he will have some feelings of, doubting whether or not he's going to really perform well with this female. Because that type of stuff exists. That type of stuff exists. You know what I mean? So that's the moment of truth. You know what I'm saying? That's the moment of truth. Now, in that moment, it's nothing, it's no fronting that can take place. You with that woman, and she is with you. Nothing but air in between you and that female. It's the moment of truth. It don't matter what you know. It don't matter what she knows. It's all about attraction at that very moment. The attraction of polar opposites. The attraction of polar opposites coming together, far as male and female, about to blend together and create something phenomenal that the universe has never seen. Something phenomenal that the universe has never seen. Sorry, y'all, I had to pause because somebody had parked beside me. This group of people, and they getting out the car and, about to hit my car door with their car and stuff. And, so let me just move before something negative transpire. And I'm trying to avoid foolishness with these people. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to avoid this stuff. So let me move and let me finish my video. So basically, now they done got me all out of my, where was I at? Okay, it's just you and that woman together. And it's no facade. You and that woman about to create life. Polar opposites coming together. This is pure science taking place. Science don't need no words. You see what I'm saying? Science just occurs. It don't explain anything. It just happens. And you the one who has to be the scientist to discover why such and such is happening. But it's not going to tell you. It just does what it does. So in that same manner of science being that real and not explaining itself, that's how it is when you are looking at a woman in her eyes, about to have sex with her. I know y'all know the feeling that I'm talking about. It's like everything you said before that date, everything that occurred, everything that happened before you and her met up in that room that night, you know as the man that this is your make it or break it point. You already know that if you don't satisfy her in that bed, that's it. If you don't do a good job, she's going to have second opinions about you. So that's why it's the moment of truth, because it's dealing with creation. Creation itself transpires within us. This is very deep what I'm saying. We are a reflection of creation. We are a chip off the block of creation. It transpires through us, meaning all of our creativity comes from the creation around us. And the creation around us transpires within our thinking. But at the moment of creation, the moment of truth, that's nothing to talk about. It's the moment of truth when you are in front of that woman. Remember, science doesn't explain itself. So when you are in front of that woman, everything is exposed. It's the naked truth. Because it's nothing to lie. See, the body doesn't lie in certain moments like that. For instance, if she is not turned on by you, her vagina is not going to get moist. And if something is affecting that man, see, when it comes to men, Men, their sexuality is connected to their emotions as well. Everything that's going on the inside of you, it will come out during that moment of sex with that woman. If you can't keep your erection up, it's going to come out during that moment with that woman. Now, it can be any reason why you couldn't stay hard. It can be any reason why you came too fast. It can be any reason why you didn't perform like Muscle Man Mania in the bedroom. But if you don't perform, and if it don't go down right, that's the moment of reality. That's when the rubber meets the road. That's what I'm trying to tell you. That's one of the most realest moments that is the realest moment that exists. Far as interacting with other people. That's the realest moment that exists between man and woman. And man and woman is the starting point of humanity. Sex equals procreation. And it doesn't explain itself. It's just instincts. It's a instinctive nature. And it's a moment of truth within that instinct. Just like when you go to the doctor and they take the hammer and hit your knee, and you have that reflex action. It's instinctive. It's built in. It's a moment of reality. Do your reflexes work or not? It's nothing to discuss about. And it's the same way when you are with that female. And and that's why some men, they get around women and they get nervous because of that. Because they understand instinctively that this is the moment of truth. When I'm around this female, that's why men, they change the way they act when they get around women. And it's not the same amount of pressure on a female as it is with the man. Because the man is the one who has to carry out the performance during the sexual act. He has to turn the female on. He has to maintain a erection. He has to be adequate enough to make that woman come, or she will be dissatisfied. So it is the moment of reality. When you look at a woman in her eyes and it's about to go down, and this is what you want to do, you either going to back out or she going to stop feeling you because of something that you did. Something that maybe it's a lack of confidence, fear of rejection. If you fail to satisfy her, it can be a number of things. And that is why I call it the moment of truth. When you get with that woman, you see, because that's creation about to take place. So when you staring at woman in her eyes, that's the negative energy of the universe and the positive energy of the universe stirring itself up together when you look a woman in her eyes. Even by looking a woman in her eyes, it's a moment of reality. But especially in that bedroom sense of what we're speaking about. Because when you look at her, see, that's why I don't like dates and all of that stuff, because that's a waste of time. I like to get straight down to the point. I like to look a woman in her eyes and I can tell if we feeling each other or not. See, all of that other stuff, that's just a facade. Because even if I impress you to the utmost, it's still going to boil down to the bedroom. That night when we have sex for the first time. And that's why I don't allow women to waste my time. Because you can do everything perfect on the date. You can open the door for her. You can buy the meal for her. You can do all of that. But on the night of, when it goes down, when the rubber meets the road, if you don't perform or if you don't meet her expectations, that's it. So everything you did up until that point, when it was just you and her in that room, none of it matters. It's null and void. And then you sitting there like, now you might say to yourself, what inspired you to do this video on Left Side of the Brain? I'll tell you why. I was with a female last night and it went good. I didn't have a bad experience because I went in there and I knew what I wanted to do and it went good. But what I'm saying is, I thought about this because I said to myself, when I was just looking at that girl in her eyes, and this is the thing, it don't matter about what level of consciousness the female is on when it comes to that moment of truth. Because it don't matter if she look at this channel or if she doesn't. It don't matter if she knows what a human prison bar is or if she doesn't. When it comes to sexual, pure sexual energy, it boils down to that moment of truth. And that goes for anybody. I don't care how much you know, how much knowledge you say you got. If it don't work out during that moment of truth, then it flops. See, that's what it boils down to with men and women. That moment of reality. All that other talking and stuff you do with women, ask yourself this. Men, be honest. Be honest. I want to hear your pure honesty in the comment section. Be honest. When you are with the female, right? What did you get out of being around a female? Meaning the time that you spend around a female outside of the bedroom time when you're about to have sex with her. What did you gain out of that time with being around a female when you wasn't having sex with her? When you wasn't having sex with her? What did you gain? Be honest. You see what I'm saying? So the moment of truth, it doesn't come when you just hanging around her and riding around in the car with her. And that's not the moment of truth. What that is, 9 times out of 10, you probably getting used. She probably using you for a ride, but you're not benefiting from that. Be honest, how can you benefit from that? But when that moment of truth comes, that's when she becomes the reality of what her purpose was since the beginning of time, which is to be used as a vessel to bring life into this universe. That's when the moment of truth comes in. Not when you at the dinner table with her, not when you texting back and forth. That don't mean nothing. You can text anybody. That moment of truth comes when she is naked and you don't have no clothes on. Just like the universe before it was created, in darkness, in nakedness. That's what a man and woman being naked represents. It represents that moment in creation when there was nothing. You know how the Bible say, and God said, let there be light. That's what it represents. She's naked and you are naked. About to what? Create something. And that thing that you bring forth, that child, it will also be naked. It'll come out with no clothes on. Raw as it gets, naked. Ass cheek to cheek, naked. Breast out, naked. Your manhood out and swinging, naked. That's the moment of truth for the woman. That's when you find out where you stand with that female. And that's where you find out how you stand with a true encounter with the universe, with the vessel of the universe, that vessel, that portal, that female, that vagina, that's when you find out where do you stand with this thing before you. Y'all understand what I'm saying? That's a reality moment. Because reality takes place in the darkness. All of the presidents who were ever born in this world, everybody that you ever see, they were created in that room. In that room, the mother and father in privacy. Not all out before the world, but during that moment of truth, when it's just physical interaction taking place. See, that moment of truth, that sex that you are performing, is just physical interaction taking place. It's not words, it's instincts and emotions spilling out all over the place. And literally, you panting, sweating, and you smacking on the ass. It's just raw emotions. And her voice moaning, and you know when a woman moan during sex, that turns you on. She not saying nothing. She not saying no words. It's just that raw feeling that's carried through her voice. Just that feminine sound that activates endorphins and hormones within your body as a man. And her hearing your deep voice, which sounds like thunder ripping through the sky, that's making her wet. That's making her rain down in the vagina area. You get it? It's metaphysical. Like, your voice is the thunder. It's a storm taking place. Your voice is the thunder that's causing, the thunder and the rain of her vagina is going on together. It's thundering and storming. Her vagina represents the rain during the storm. And your voice, when you saying things, that's the thunder. And you smacking on the ass, that's thunder and lightning. You know what I'm saying? That's the sexual, that's the metaphysical metaphor of everything that's taking place. It's just like I said, that's the law of exceedings, you see? You see the parable of what's taking place within nature itself. So you and that woman, that's just raw adrenaline pumping, going back and forth. No words are needed. Like I said it before, like a woman, she don't need to be taught how to be a woman. Everything about a woman is natural. Like, she gets pregnant without a textbook telling her how to get pregnant. She breastfeeds. She does everything naturally. Y'all get what I'm saying? And when you engage with that female, it brings out the best or worst in a man. What I mean by that is this. You either going to get nervous and it's going to bring out the worst in you, which is fear and trembling and shaking and not knowing how to deal with this female, or it will bring out the best in you, which is your manliness, your alpha male stature of taking over the situation and controlling the situation and putting the woman in her place and just working that pussy and just putting it down like a man. That's what I mean by it brings out the best and worst far as your manliness aptitude test goes. That's what I mean by that. Now, on the flip side, there is an aspect of, because I know some of y'all thinking, I didn't leave it out. There is a flip side of human prison bar trickery within all of that as well. Because Where that comes into play is when you allow the emotions during the time of sex to take control of you. When it messes up your decision making. You get what I'm saying? Like, do I come inside of this girl and get her pregnant? Or do I pull out? You see what I'm saying? The sex is so good because it's not based in common sense. Sex is not based in common sense. The human prison ball realm is not based in common sense. In fact, it would rather you not use your common sense. Do you hear me? It would rather you go ahead and just be all emotional and in your lower self and just going in and having sex and just recklessly just getting the women pregnant. She's not going to tell you to not get her pregnant. Her body, whether you want to get a female pregnant or not, if you having that sex, when you in that sexual act, in that moment of truth, that's science. It doesn't need your permission to say, sperm that's going into this woman, do not get her pregnant. It doesn't need that permission. If it occurs, it happens because it's a natural occurrence. When the sperm meets the egg, and if it happens at the right moment, life will form. And 9 months later, you will have a little human prison bar sitting in your lap. If you were a human prison bar, what do you think you're going to produce? Y'all see what I'm saying? So yes, there is a aspect of human prison bar nature within all of that. But that's where the lessons that you know have to override your body, your physical body that's in competition with your higher body, your astral body. Y'all get what I'm saying? So it brings out the best of both worlds. It brings out everything that we talk about. So when you're engaging with a woman, I want y'all to think about that. Next time, even when you're just out and about, you can be at the cash register. Every time you're looking at a woman and every time a man is looking at, and every time a woman is looking at a man, she is judging you. She is trying to see where you stand far as a potential mate. And if you will be honest with yourself too as a man, you are looking at that female. Almost every female you look at, you saying to yourself, she is a potential mate or she is not a potential mate. It don't matter if you married. It don't matter if you single. It don't matter if you say you celibate. When you look at the opposite sex, you are judging them based upon the potential that you would have sex with them, and those girls and those women are looking at you with the idea in mind of would she have sex with you? Because that's how the human prison bar keeps itself going. The human prison bar realm keeps itself going through sexual attraction. So the sexual attraction thing in the universe is a constant. It's a constant variable in the universe that keeps everything going. Because without it being a constant, we would cease to exist. Let me know what y'all think about that. I'm going to stop this video right here. This is Left Side of the Brain. Y'all hit me up on Instagram. I'm going to get back on all of that stuff. Hit me up in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think about this video. Add us on Instagram. Subscribe to the channel. Share this video. Donate to our channel, www.patreon.com/Left Side of the Brain. Until we do this thing again, this is Left Side of the Brain signing out. Jaguars up. And let me know when y'all want to do another live stream. Y'all let me know, and we can work on that, and we can talk about that, and we can chop it up. This is Left Side of the Brain signing out.